Little upbeat jazz for y'all tonight. Happy Wednesday, and welcome to Get to Know Bob. I am your host, Sonia Weaver. I get the privilege to have weekly conversations with some amazing Bobs that are around our communities. And we get to have those conversations so they can share just a little bit about who they are, their products, their services, and most importantly, their why. And that's what I enjoy most is the why. Why do we do what we do? So let me at least start with me on tonight's episode. I do what I do because I truly have a passion for our community as it specifically relates to Black businesses. One of my pet peeves is driving back through neighborhoods that I grew up in and they look like destitute or they're either have businesses that were once vibrant and it's just boarded up and there's no businesses there, and or let me say if there's a large amount of businesses that are there but they just don't represent the community. And you know what I mean by that. We're going to keep it politically correct tonight, but y'all know what I'm talking about, because the bigger part is that only the businesses do not look like us that are in our communities. You already know there's no recirculation of the dollars going back into our communities. They're kind of taking the dollars from our community, redistributing into other communities. And that's one of the reasons why you do see the blight and the deterioration, increased unemployment and crime, all of these things happening in our community. So why do I do what I do? Because I want to save our community. I want to save the community and the neighborhoods in which our children are growing up. I know when I grew up, to see and go into businesses owned by people who look like me is where that entrepreneur spirit was first planted. And I never really realized that, because when you grow up a certain way, that's your norm, right? It's not until it changes or you get mature and you recognize how that norm is no longer the norm and the true impact that it had. Because if you look at the majority of my generation, we kind of move forward, even if it was just, working or whatever the case may be, being entrepreneurs or whatever the case may be. It was because we had those examples right within our communities. I grew up where the whole tribe of the block, any adult, we knew each other. My parents knew them, grandparents knew their neighbors, etc. So it was truly a village mentality. And if I was out of order, out of pocket, whatever you want to call it, they could put me back in check. And I respected them for it. It wasn't these arguments. It wasn't no back talk. It wasn't all of this stuff that's happening now. I'm telling you, it can start from a lot of different areas. I choose to focus on Bob. Bob is where my passion lies, and hence why we have Get to Know Bob, so that you can connect to these amazing Bobs, and then you can develop trust. You connect to their why, and therefore you can support them. That is what's going to make a difference when we can start leveraging our buying power, circulating that dollars back into our community, letting it stay in our community for at least get back to 30 days minimum. Come on, people, we could do that, right? And then let it grow and grow from there. I'm telling you, you will see so many things happening and transformations within our communities. So let's not belabor the point, because we are going to have an amazing conversation as always. And I am excited because we're kicking off a new month. This is the month of May. And with the May comes a lot of different awareness. So, yes, we're going to be bringing you some good information this month. Let me tell you what I did this past weekend. As I supported Bob, I attended the vendor showcase that we talked about for several weeks. It was presented by our own Wall Street. Our amazing work in which they are doing. Miss Anita Gary is always committed with showcasing some phenomenal Bobs. And because of that, I definitely made sure I was in attendance. So, who did I meet? I met Lena Sweet Dreams. Says, if you can dream it, we can bake it. I met Lakeisha Bell, the bartender. She does private events, weddings, and much more. Brown Sugared Babies Boutique, where you have uh for babies, right? Because everybody deserves a little bit of pampering. Okay, so this is skincare products that are also good for you. So I guess, oh, I get it. If you want to be your skin to be as soft as a baby, you have Brown Sugar Babies Boutique. Sugar Cakes and Creams, Tracy Butler. Hair to Healthy LLC, who I have supported in the past. She was also there. I have the product of which I use a lot during the winter months because it is a thicker product and allows you to lock in that moisture. So it's one of the products I use on wash day during the winter. Then Tina's Blessed Organic Body Butters. Oh, I did a sample of that body butter. Did not have a reaction. It was very moisturizing. So yes, I recommend that. Wrapped in Love Rose. And that's her name. And she did these phenomenal African head wraps. If I can get that down, I will be doing something. And last but not least, we had Good Vibes Yoga. And they, of course, did some live yoga while we were there and different exercising for your health and wellness. The next time I decide, well, I should say the next time our on Wall Street decides, and here's their gift bag. Next time they decide to have a vendor event, I will definitely make sure it's communicated. But what I need for you guys is to make sure you support and come on out. This is where you get to connect with those grassroots bobs that are starting their businesses. They tend to be about 5 years or less. Some are maybe a little bit more, but this is where you can truly connect to the person and why they do what they do. Our deal of the day for tonight's episode, we are giving away just in time as we go into Mother's Day. If you want something special, we're giving away some sweet treats. Depending on what you might like, we're going to place an order with Peggy's Pound for Pound Great Cakes. So how do you qualify to be the winner? You will first need to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Then you will need to like and follow us on social media and or Facebook and Instagram. Then share and tag. Share 5 of our Get to Know Bob episodes on your social media and tag us. Now, here's the thing I have not emphasized before. Even if you are a current subscriber, even if you already like and follow us on social media, you can still qualify to get free gifts. Only thing you need to do is one step. You will need to share 5 of our Get to Know Bob episodes on your social media and tag us. So it is really, really advantageous for you if you are already a subscriber and you already like us social media to go ahead and just share 5 episodes and get these free gifts. All you need to do is send the info to us that you've done this to info@dealswithbob.com. The first person to complete these steps will receive this free gift. So you have up until next week's episode to do so. I'm going to tell you from firsthand, Peggy's Pound for Pound Great Cakes is the bomb with sweet treats. And I'm just saying, yeah, I would be on that if that was a free gift that I could get. I'm just saying. Now, our featured nonprofit for this month is Urban Unity. Urban Unity creates a safe haven for children and families within the foster care system. Their vision is for every child impacted by foster care to be empowered and equipped to reach their fullest potential, fully capable of living out loud the very best versions of themselves. They provide programs that give foster parents and children the tools and resources needed to help them live more healthy, happy, and fulfilled lives. Their programs for foster children focus on college and career readiness, personal and professional development, health and wellness, and life skills. They provide a network of civic engagement and community support to propel foster children and families further. Their focus is to educate, empower, equip, and expose. They create a safe haven and safety net for children experiencing foster care. Their core values is to make a difference in the lives of children that have been impacted by the foster care system. Passion. They are passionate about increasing their quality of life. Trust. They work to establish trust so they can more effectively bring forth change. Empathy. They are empathetic to all circumstances that are encountered. And support. They provide support and stand in as a safety net. We want to thank Urban Unity for all the work that they are doing as it pertains to our foster care system. They will be our nonprofit for the month of May. So make sure each week you tune in to find out more about Urban Unity. Our featured business on tonight's episode will be Peggy's Pound for Pound Great Cakes. Let's take a moment to see what they do. As I stated earlier, Peggy's Pound for Pound Great Cakes and Bakes will make all types of dessert delectable treats for you. I'm sorry, that was a tongue twister. And consumer members, you will receive an additional 10% off. Yeah, my tongue got a little tired. I think I was kind of getting excited about all those sweet treats that you could possibly have. Now grab your pen. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm about to jump a segment. We got to go to our deals for our consumer members. We're kicking it off with Mona Lisa's Lyrics offering 15% off event packaging. Phlebotomy Express Training Centers offering 10% off courses. Tranquility Christian Counseling offering 10% off events. MCS Financial Services offering 15% off. And the Amazing Woman Network offering 20% off AWM merchandise or 20% off financial services. And if you are a business owner and you want to offer deals, discounts, giveaways, and rewards to our consumer members, please visit www.dealswithbob.com and join today. Now, if you're interested in becoming a consumer member, and I shouldn't even say interested, if you are not a consumer member, you need to become one. You need to take advantage of all the amazing deals, discounts, giveaways, and rewards that our Bobs are presenting to you. Visit www.dealswithbob.com, click on consumer sign up, and join today. Now, if you are a business owner, you need to be part of this amazing community. As we are going through our rebrand, we definitely want you to sign up and be a part of the directory by going to www.dealswithbob.com and do business sign up. We are going to be offering so many different features for you. I am excited as we are working through what we're going to be presenting to you, business owners, so that we can start doing next level collaborations with one another and supporting one another within our own Deals with Bob community. Now I want you to grab your pen and your paper and get ready, because we are about to go through all of the amazing events that are coming your way for the month of May and leading into June. I want to remind you, if you haven't done so, make sure you go back and watch that amazing conversation we had last week with Tiffany Cartwright. Oh, it was amazing. Glam body scrubs. And what she is asking is that, okay, this journey has been nothing short of amazing, and she has worked tirelessly to break glass ceilings and to support and share opportunities, information, and resources with others. She is just asking for your support because it is greatly needed and much appreciated. You can take any of these hyperlinks that we're going to be posting and order your glam body scrub. Well, I have already decided I will be getting the mango. A tribute to the legends is actually happening as we speak. OMG. It is going to be beautiful happening right now at Aretha's Jazz Cafe, where they are playing tribute to some of amazing singers such as Jill Scott, Anita Baker, John Legend, Teddy Pendergrass, Prince, and Music Soul Child. Boss Entertainment Group Detroit and DJ Mr. Millennium present another Momentum promo event happening May 6th at Harmony Cafe Suites and more from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. A Girl Like Me Incorporated is planning a graduation community giveaway, and they're looking for partners that would like to come out and share their resources. You can send an email to a girl like me 2007 at gmail.com if you are interested by May the 8th. The projected date is May 27th from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. A Girl Like Me Incorporated presents Lunch and Learn with Uplift Family Services. This is happening May 10th from 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. DJ Mr. Millennium and Boss Entertainment Group present on May 13th from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. another Momentum promo event happening at Harmony Cafe, Suites, and more. Boss Entertainment Group and DJ Mr. Millennium present the Energy Concert Series hosted by Sonya Weaver, yours truly, and award-winning supergroup King Mellow Man and Mellow Runnings will be performing on Thursday, May 18th. This is a free event at Harmony Cafe, Suites and more. Divalicious Enterprises Spades Tournament on Sunday, May 21st from 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. Funkdafied P-Funk Concert 2023 with special guests. Hosted by Mona Lisa's Lyrics. Friday, May 26th from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. Come get P-Funked. Join us for Red Dot Bags Packing Party. Saturday, May 27th from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Merchants Are Us and Divalicious Enterprise presents Business Shower Part 2, Business Elevation, Saturday, June 3rd from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. Hello, Pittsburgh. Mona Lisa's Lyrics will be celebrating a mompreneur and dadpreneur with lots of gifts on June 3rd and 4th. Detroit Book City is presenting Juneteenth Book Fair, Saturday, June 17th from 12:30 p.m. to 5 p.m. Motor City Princess Ball, Sunday, June 25th from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. And let us support you and your event by adding it to our Stay Connected segment. Visit www.dealswithbob.com and contact us today. Can you get excited? I already know in June, once those Juneteenth events start rolling in, we're going to be talking about all of these amazing ways to connect and celebrate our heritage. So get excited. I am ready, OMG, for tonight's guest. And you should be too, as we're going to be speaking with the phenomenal Cherron Jones of Urban Unity Nonprofit. Hi, Cherron. How are you?
I'm good. How are you, Sonia? Oh,
I am doing fabulous. I
thank
can't
you.
complain.
Thank you so much for having me on tonight. I am so excited to follow up on all of the events that's going on this month and for Juneteenth and support the deals with Bob that you have highlighted this month. And I'm excited to talk about foster care month.
Yes. And if you guys paid attention at the beginning of the show, or if you're joining us late, uh, Urban Unity is our featured nonprofit for the month of May because, as Cherron just mentioned, May is Foster Care Awareness Month. Is that correct?
Yes. Yes, it is.
Okay, so before we go into that, now you know Sharon has been a guest, but they can definitely be new viewers. Take a moment to tell us who you are, a little bit about you, what you do, and then why you do what you do.
Hi, everybody. I am Cherron Jones, the founder and president of Urban Unity. And we have been in existence for going on 7 years now, since 2016. And as Sonia said, our mission is to make sure that children and families in foster care have the resources and support that they need to transition them through foster care. Um, this is a personal passion for me because I actually went into foster care at 12 and aged out and experienced a lot of turmoil in the system, a lot of turnover with foster homes, therapists, um, work caseworkers. I just seeing my family go through a lot. So it's my passion to go back and help those families and children that's transitioning through with as much support as I can offer through Urban Unity.
And I love it. I didn't mean to cut you off if you were done.
No, no,
Okay.
I always, for some reason, talking, I get so antsy. So go for it.
Okay. I absolutely admire Sharon for you guys watching because she was very transparent and letting you know that this is very near and dear to her heart because of the experience that she had. And as I always like to let her know and remind her, she overcame some of the adversity that she had to experience and challenge as a young preteen and adolescent going into teenage and young adult. And so those lessons have allowed her the foresight to see where there has been a gap in the system, and she has taken the lead to make sure that awareness is not only brought to your attention, but actually the work that is needed begins to happening to make change. And that's exactly what I've always said. We have to become the change we want to see. So as we go into Foster Care Awareness Month, Sharon, I had a number that I pulled, but it said as of September 2020. Because you are closer to it than I am, maybe you have a different number, but they were saying, according to the Children's Bureau, there are approximately 437,000 children in foster care in the US.
Yep. So at any given chance, you can count on it being close to a 500,000 children in foster care across the United
Wow.
States. And that's yearly.
Wow.
So, and talk about Michigan numbers, right now we are close to 13,000 children, and
Wow.
2,900 of those children are waiting to be adopted. So it's very important to learn about these issues of children in foster care and support in any way you can. I know
Wow.
maybe not adopting or opening a home, but sometimes you could donate or volunteer,
Mm-hmm.
give your time in any way you can, mentor. So it's different ways you can support a child in foster care.
Right. And since you opened that up, I am going to go to that. But I do want to revisit 500,000. I have never known that statistic. And
Mhm.
that's why it's important. I know we talk about like every year we're reviewing these organizations and their awareness, but that was a newfound information that I just received.
Mhm.
I never would have thought it was so many children that are just within the foster care system, and that many even just in our state. And so one of the things that I did look into, and there's a perfect lead that you started, was how you can volunteer. Because first and foremost, the first thing most people think about, oh, to become a foster parent. I mean, that is definitely one way to support, but that is not the only way to
Mhm.
support. You can become a foster parent. You can donate to these wonderful organizations. I'm gonna put a plug: Urban Unity, CDC. Okay, yes, you can donate of your time and of your talent, so that falls under volunteering. So if you can't do a financial donation, you definitely can volunteer of your time and your talent. And we're going to be talking about some things that Cherron has done and has coming, where you definitely can volunteer. And Sharon, are you gonna turn down to volunteer?
Never turned down a volunteer.
See
Never.
that? You can also spread awareness. This is Foster Care Awareness Month. Please, please, please spread awareness, because just because you may not want to open your home, someone else might want to do that, and you might be surprised. We assume a lot of people. We assume that if I don't do it, then the people I know probably won't do it either. But you cannot assume, especially when it comes to that many children in need, because you never know who has been contemplating and just might need to have a conversation with you, and that could close the deal for them.
Mhm.
Be an advocate. Consider advocating for policies and change. And Sharon is going to talk about that a little bit more. And then just supporting our youth who age out. She's going to talk about that too. Okay, so which one do you want to start with? I kind of gave a lot of bullets here.
Which is perfect. So we can talk about a few of the issues that we can stand up for in the foster care system, which one is lack of resources. We have so many resources, one that the children don't even know anything about. So we want to get in front of the supports or the policymakers and let them know, like, hey, these are their children actually. So if you had a child that was yours, you would want X, Y, and Z for them. So why not want the same for the child that you took out of someone's house or their home or what was normal for them? So we need to stand in front of these policymakers and let them know, like, these children deserve the same resources that you would give your child. So
Yes.
that's very important. Another thing is we don't have enough foster homes. So we do need to bring awareness to foster parenting and adopting. It's important because right now we have 4,000 foster homes in Michigan and it's 12,000 children.
Mm, mhm,
That's a big gap.
mhm,
Um, so they end up overcrowded in a group home, overcrowded in a house, or just not getting the appropriate household situation that they deserve. Another issue is lack of stability. So many children go from home to home,
mhm,
which they're coming from trauma already, and now we're putting them in another situation where they're going from one house to the next house to the next house. Imagine what that's doing to their brains and their body, physically and mentally.
mhm,
It can't be good for them.
mhm.
Um, One of the statistics for children in foster care, four out of four out of what is it? I done messed up the statistics. Hold on, I
That's okay.
got because I know this one. When it comes to post traumatic stress syndrome, 1 out of 2 children that experience foster care have PTSD, which is
Oh
huge.
wow, that's
So
50%.
50%. And that's a greater amount than people that are in the military.
Oh my, yes. Oh my God.
So Imagine these children growing up and not getting the correct support from mental health therapists or the
Mm-hmm.
right support just in the community. It's or the right guidance. They
Mm-hmm.
don't know how to process these emotions. They're out here in these streets. This is where homelessness come from, unemployment rates,
Mm-hmm.
them becoming incarcerated, teenage pregnancy,
Mm-hmm.
because they haven't learned how to transition into the world and assess these emotions that they've created throughout this system. And now they're taking this into their adulthood. Any little thing happen, they can't function. They shut down or do something crazy. And I don't want to
Right.
use the word crazy, but do something that's out of the ordinary and they end up in jail or dead or homeless or something because they don't have the right skill set to get them
Exactly.
from point A to point B. So
Exactly.
those are very important points to advocate for. I mean, in trauma, each child that comes into the foster care system is coming into the foster care system because either they've been neglected, abused, or lost a parent,
Mm-hmm.
which is traumatic going in. So
Right.
added trauma because they're not getting the correct support or a stable home or stable school. With each home, it's a new lifestyle. So if you
Right.
move 7 times in a year, imagine what's happening to that child.
Exactly.
Um,
Wow. And I don't think we think about all of those different things. But I am going to take a moment because I know people are watching out there. We talked about, becoming a foster parent, and you mentioned those statistics. So I'm going to play
mhm,
devil's advocate a bit.
mhm,
And I'm going to assume, and I might be wrong, but I'm going to assume a lot of people out there do have caring hearts, but they have a concern with becoming a foster parent because, like you mentioned, the children are already dealing with trauma. And
mhm,
there's a hesitation, I'm going to assume, to bring a child into your home that is already dealing with trauma and you not completely might know the background that they have been exposed to.
mhm.
So, what can you say to the person who has the heart to do it, but has that as the concern?
I would say do it anyway. Um, go with what your heart is telling you to do. Anything that you're going to do is going to come with some challenges, and you will have to overcome them. Go through trainings, get peer support. It's a lot of great foster parents out there who do it because they love to do it, and of course they come across challenges, but they have learned to deal with it. So talk to a foster parent that's been there already.
Mhm.
Um, and just know that your work will be rewarded. It's rewarding to know that you help that child that's making it in life.
Okay, I love that advice. I really do. Latanya Williams, thank you for joining. She said, "Oh my goodness, that's a lot of children." It is, Latanya. For me, when I pulled that statistic, I thought maybe they had it wrong, but OMG, that is definitely a lot of children. Now, your your organization addresses the sixth bullet that I talked about, which was supporting youth who age out of foster care. Is that correct?
So we are working on programming around children in foster care, and aging out is one of them. But one of our biggest things that we do right now is the bag donation for children coming into foster care. So a lot of times we hear that these children come in with trash bags or they traveling with trash bags, and that give them this thought process that they're trash or they're second class. And I can attest to that. Going from home to home, you do get a mindset of I'm a second class person, or I don't mean as much, because you jump from house to house and you have to deal with not being a part of somebody's, or what's next, or when is the next house. And yes, when they come and get you, it's not a time where you could be like, oh yeah, let me go pack up my stuff. It's like, oh, the people are here to get you, so you're putting all your stuff in the trash bag.
Oh
When I
wow.
first went into foster care, I didn't have time to even grab an outfit. So I think that, Sonia, hold on here. Let me plug this computer up. I did not have a chance to even grab an outfit. So going into someone's home, I didn't have the necessities to go from
Wow.
home to home. So no underwear, no pajamas, no toothbrush, socks, anything. I just
So
came with the
is
clothes that
that
was in
part
my
of
bag.
the system that they just do? Is that the process then?
It's a part of the process. So imagine like a parent who's losing their child. They're running most of the time to try to save that child. So they going house to house, one, or the parent is not expecting the foster care system to knock on their door at that time. So it's all a surprise most of the time when they come knock on the door.
Wow. And so then that would make perfect sense for the bags that you're speaking of. And so I'm gonna bring up, I know this is a good place to probably to bring it up.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the event from 2022. And I know you have another event scheduled for 2023.
Mm-hmm. So we
And I wanted to make sure, just share how last year's event went.
mm-hmm.
What was, thing that you want to highlight about it, and then what you're looking forward to this year's event, because I'm gonna tell you, this is a lightning conversation. And guys, Cherron has been on the show before, so each time I'm learning something new, which is why we have her return. To know that, and take a moment and imagine that traumatic, how it would feel for an agency or a representative from your state or your organization in that foster care system to come to a home to remove you as a child, and you have nothing, none of your personal belongings that connected you to you, for one thing, and now you're arriving with nothing. These bag drives are now more imperative than ever, because they are providing some basic necessities that have not been able to get gathered before removal. Am I saying that correctly?
Yes, you are.
Okay,
Yep.
so tell us about last year's event and how did it go, and what you're looking forward to for this year.
So we actually did a ski event this year, and we collected some items. So I want to give some thank yous. One to my board member for showing up. Two to those that donated. We actually have a Black-owned business who donated some wipes. Her name is Kim Jones. The name of the wipes are Epic. They are in Myers. So you could buy these at Myers on Woodward and Myers on 8 Mile. And just check her out. Her name is Kim Jones. The name is Epic. These are wipes, Black-owned business, woman-owned.
Awesome.
Also, Grind Time Fitness came out and supported the event. They donated. Thank you so much to James Davis, Trisha Street, Leslie. Who else? I'm missing someone. Hold on here.
Are they pictured here?
Are they what?
Are they pictured here?
Yep, they on there. So thank you to everybody who supported. I wanted to just make sure that I gave a shout out to those specifically, because they donated monetary gifts and it helped tremendously. So this month we will be donating those bags. The bags some of them look like this. Where'd it go? Hold on here. It's so big I can't see it. Okay, so
Well, that's good that they're big.
they
Covers
big
a lot of items.
Oh Lord, what's happening here? Okay, I can't see me no more.
Because of the filter.
I'm gonna have to take the filter off. I don't want to. Okay, I'm gonna have to though. Okay, so
Just to show, I guess to show the bag, and then you can put it back on.
I'm gonna have to. How do I get this thing off? Oh, there we
You
go.
have, yep.
Okay, so here we go. This is the bag. It has Urban Unity's information on it. In it, we have outfit, teddy bear. This is a baby bag. Um, Teddy bear,
Oh,
diapers, wipes, a little toy. So that's for the baby bag. In the other bags, we have a journal, we have pens, we have oh Lord, that stuff that's on the list of items to get for each
okay.
age. So look,
So
I can't
let's
remember
pull
it all
that back up
right
so that I can review that with everyone. So on here it said pajamas, undergarments, clothing, washcloths, body wash, toothbrushes, toothpaste, books, pens, and pencils.
now. Yeah. And we donate those items to 0 to 16.
Gotcha. Awesome. So for 2023, the
Mm-hmm.
items that were collected from your fundraiser with that ski event, those were
Yes.
going to be then the bags that are going to be distributed.
Yep. So we will be distributing bags each week this month at in either uh, some kind of foster agency or group home.
Gotcha.
And you can follow us on the website or social media. We will be posting.
And that's a good time right now for you to let us know what
Okay.
is your information if people want to connect to Urban Unity.
So perfect. You can find us on Facebook at Urban Unity CDC. You can find us on Twitter, LinkedIn, and Instagram at Urban Unity CDC. Our website is www.urbanunitycdc.org. Please sign up for the newsletter. There is a donation button, so please push it and support, volunteer. You can sign up on the website also.
Awesome. Now, I'm going to be a little bit excited because this month, being Foster Awareness Month, there is an upcoming collaboration with Linked and
Yes.
Urban Unity. So,
Yes.
yes, why don't
So,
you take the lead and share the vision for this collaboration?
okay, I wrote it down. Yeah. So on May the 27th at 12 to 2, we are having a linked event for foster parents and children. And the purpose of our linked event is to give them a bracelet to link as a family. We will be offering brunch and having some conversation around family unity and just being a family. So everything is about coming together as a unified family.
And that's awesome. It's during the month of May, which is also Mother's Day month.
Yeah.
It is during Foster Awareness Month. So it is just an opportunity for what Cherron said to visually show that connection, to offer a reminder of the connection. And when you're away, you have that tangible bracelet to remind you of the connection because many of the children get disconnected. This is a perfect way of showing that you are connected. I don't know, Cherron, of any other way that offers a tangible reminder like Link. So I truly appreciate you even thinking of us to do this type of collaboration.
Well, when you first told me about it, I'm like, oh my God, this is gonna be perfect. So that was one of the first ideas that I remember having when you said that. Like, we are going to do an event together. And thank God that it has come to.
To
So
fruition.
yeah.
Yeah. So if you know anyone, please make sure you share this information. We'll be getting the official flyer out ASAP on social
Yeah.
media. Make sure
Mhm.
you tag and share those people. We will be placing it in different organizations, letting them know about it so they can also reach out to people.
Mhm.
Because with this alarming number, it is definitely a need for people to be able to be healed and reconnected in that type of environment.
Yep.
Now
And we
you
are
had, I'm sorry.
always looking for sponsors. So if you
Yes.
have a heart to sponsor, that would be great.
Yes, please, please. Sponsors are awesome. So if you want to just even donate, that is awesome as an individual. But businesses out there, yes, we are looking for sponsors. And so it can be a phenomenal event.
Yes.
Now, speaking of events, you did have a phenomenal, I think, event on last year. And I'm just curious, are you planning on doing anything else similar to this year?
I am actually. So that will be an annual event that we would do, which is an adoptive and foster parent awards brunch. Um, November is adoption, National Adoption Month. So that will take place in November.
Okay.
I believe in, is that the third weekend? So I will stick with that same weekend and time. And yep, that's going to be an annual event for us. And I'm looking for phenomenal foster parents to award. So if you have anyone in mind, please email me and let me know. Those nominees will go up. Let me see. I should probably be putting them up in June.
Okay. Awesome.
Well,
Awesome.
well, by the end of, yep. So the nominations will go out soon. Let me just say it that way.
Got it. Awesome. Now, I did want to highlight another one of the statistics that I came across. And they were saying that the average age of a child in foster care is 8 years old. And
Mhm.
then the average length of time spent in foster care is just over 2 years.
Mhm.
So, why do a lot of us, well, I'm going to talk about me. I'm going to say a lot of us. I've always thought it was older for foster children, but they're
Mhm.
saying the average is 8 years old. And I'm just curious then, where would that like an average come? Is there any particular reason that you've come across any maybe patterns or same concerns or issue why that falls as an average age?
I have no idea other than foster care children. I would believe, well, one, they're under 16 because most children 17 and 18 are old enough to be
Mhm.
emancipated.
Mhm.
So
Okay.
16, 0 to 16, the middle age is 8. So
Gotcha.
I cannot talk about why. So I have to leave that to the statistics and whatever. I have no clue.
I just found that was curious that they actually had an average age,
Yeah.
and why that could.
That's my only assumption right there. I have
And
no
that
idea.
makes
That's
sense.
just my thought process of it too. I do not know.
But that makes sense based on the math, because statistics is math, so that makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Sharon, Latanya would like to know, where can we send our donations of personal items?
Okay. So if you can email me at Cherron J at Urban Unity CDC, and that's CHERRON J at urbanunitycdc.org. Um, I can arrange where I could pick them up, or we can meet somewhere, or something. We can figure it out.
Gotcha. So I will make sure that you get Sharon's information, Latanya, to do just that. Um, so one fact said that foster care is intended to be a temporary solution with the goal of reuniting children with their birth families whenever possible. In cases where
Mm-hmm.
reunification is not possible, adoption or guardianship may be considered. Do you have any statistics? Because I couldn't find any. I probably, if I would did a little bit deeper digging, I could have. But do you happen to know the statistics of one reuniting children back into the family? How often does that actually happen?
That's a good question. Let me look it up. I don't have the answer in front of me, but let me look it up.
Yeah, that was kind of key since that's what it's intended for. Again, it might be one of the things that will help a person who's on the edge of deciding to be a foster parent, because you know that you're meeting a need to actually just stand in the gap until the child can be reunited with their family.
So I think a lot of the issues is becoming attached to the child and the child leaving.
Mm. Wow, yeah, we didn't talk about that. Attachment.
Yep.
Because what if they're, and I'm gonna be honest, maybe I'm playing devil's advocate again. We talked about children and trauma
Mm-hmm.
and situations. And what if the situation that the children is it has been removed from and placed into a more positive situation to where the child is also attached to that environment.
And sometimes it happens that way, and it is a very traumatic scene of that child going back home. So imagine some children can stay in a home for 4 years and their mother finally get herself together. They're super attached to that family,
Mm,
and now they're leaving. And it could
wow.
be a better situation for them, or it has turned out for more loving. And the rules are the rules.
Wow, yes. And I didn't even think about that part, because now you have another trauma that the child is going through.
And imagine, at least in a foster care system, it is required to get some kind of therapy, even if it's effective or not. When
Mhm.
you go back home, the parent may or may not get therapy for you, so yes, the rules are something. So I found some statistics from 2020. It
Oh,
says 52% of the children who exited the foster care system were reunited with their families, which is a pretty high number.
yeah, that's more than half. A little more than half.
Yep. So
Okay. And so I guess, are we left to assume then that they either stayed in foster care or they potentially got adopted, the
well they
remaining?
so they either became adoptable. So each child that parents' rights are taken, they are a ward of the state, which they are
Mhm.
an option to be adopted.
Okay, so explain that process to me. So, are you initially just, if you're removed from the home for whatever reason, then you initially, that's considered foster care?
Yep, foster care. So they're placing you in a temporary home until your parents are able to get you back,
Okay, so is
unless the parents lose the rights.
okay.
Or
So, is there a timeline for that as far as parental rights go?
that's a good. Listen, you're asking some great questions. Let's look that up. I
Okay.
I cannot say yes or no.
I'm just,
I
I
know
guess,
that it's timelines on completing goals.
okay.
I don't necessarily know if it's like 2 years on completing everything and you'll lose your child. So let's see. Is there a timeline on parents getting their children back out of foster care?
And while Cherron is putting that up, I want you guys to know there is a shortage of foster families, particularly for older youth, youth with special needs, and sibling groups. Okay. and that our youth who age out of foster care face a number of challenges, including a higher risk of homelessness,
Mhm.
unemployment, and involvement in the criminal justice system. All those things in which Cherron mentioned earlier in our conversation.
Okay, so I did find that it said there is no set timeline for parents to get their children out of foster care. Every case is unique and the process can vary depending on variety of factors. The
Got
primary goal of foster care is to ensure safety and well-being of the children that has been removed from their homes due to abuse, neglect, or other factors and making their living situations unsafe. However, the goal is to get them back home.
Gotcha. So I wanted to emphasize then to all of you out there that have that loving heart. Follow what Sharon said, her advice. That was very sound. Link up to people who are already doing fostering. Connect with those foster groups in your area, and then make sure that this is something that you really want to do. And I advise you, your heart obviously is open to love. If you are definitely that person, protect it to a certain extent, because you know the goal is for the child to return to their environment. I would encourage you to love, but remember, you are the adult. So you have to make sure you create the environment that is going to be conducive as much as possible for when that day comes for the child to be removed. I know it can be difficult because I know it's hard to break love. How, or do you know? Because this leading me on to the question: how many people do you know that the birth family, for the lack of a better description, stays in contact with the foster family once the child is returned? Is that something that's encouraged?
Well, I don't know what the new rules are when it comes to that, but when I was in care, it was not encouraged to stay in contact with the biological family
Gotcha.
and vice versa.
Gotcha.
But some people who build those relationships do continue a relationship. It is a choice, but it's not encouraged.
Gotcha.
Mm.
Gotcha. Just thinking about the child, that's why I asked that question. Well, Sharon, can you believe it? There's still so much for us to like go through, and we're at the end of the hour.
So,
But what I will do is, I'm sure that there's opportunities, and you might be doing it yourself, for me to share information from your pages on social media that
mhm.
allow for people to find out more facts about foster care, because this is Foster Care Awareness Month. To obviously promote the upcoming linked event, to look at the pictures if you have any of distributing the bags, all of these amazing things that Urban Unity is doing. Now, before we go, I'm sorry, is there anything that you want to share before we go?
Just make sure that you follow us on social media, subscribe to our newsletter, and help out wherever you can.
Awesome, awesome. Now, Sharon, what book is currently on your nightstand, or that you've recently read or would highly recommend reading?
So I am reading Michelle Obama, The Light Within. Is it The Light Within? I'm reading that currently. So,
Okay,
yep,
awesome,
that is
awesome.
right on my bed.
And then, as our encouragement, with all that you do, and especially with carrying the baton for this type of work, what keeps you encouraged?
What keeps me encouraged is helping the next person. So one rule that I live by is I don't have to help everybody, but if I can help that one person, I have done my job. And just some words of encouragement is watch your thoughts, and break negative patterns of thinking, because how you think is how you behave. So be positive and be grateful and think of the good things that's happening in life, because it's more good than bad as long as you're living. So,
I love that. I love that. Well, thank you for being here, Sharon. Thank you guys for watching. Make
Thanks.
sure that you set a reminder for next Wednesday on May the 10th. As we were speaking with Jessica Smith, her passion is to help people with their financials as it pertains to business, possibly even your personal. And if you have not already done so, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you have done so, encourage a few friends to do so as well. Remember, the more people we get to subscribe, the further our reach is so that we can connect our amazing Bobs and begin to leverage our buying power through unity. I want to say thank you once again. And as always, I am Sonia M. Weaver, and I encourage you to spend with purpose because your dollar does matter and deal with Bob. Have an amazing night. I'll see you next week. Bye.